Okay, I'll share a article, Meise, Hergesh, or whatever, from Tovshin Nun Aleph. Interesting way of seeing or thinking that I remember from that moment, from Chassidus Chabad. So first I want to be Magdim, Tovshin Nun Aleph. That year we were shluchim in Australia, Melbourne, and we weren't supposed to be Chof Ches Nissan by the Rebbe. Officially, the shliches was for 2 years, and we couldn't go in the middle. Everybody knows that in those years, when the shluchim that would go to Melbourne, they had to take up on themselves that no matter what, you never go back to, you don't go back in those 2 years. I feel a chassin of your brother, your sister, doesn't matter what. Yeah, you stay for 2 years, full years. So, Poyel, major Ashgoche Pratis and love of the Rebbe, we can say now, looking backwards, yeah, it was the first time and the only time, yeah, that the Rebbe gave Reshus, yeah, the Shluchim wrote to the Rebbe in Shvat. Erev Yud Shvat, the group of the Shluchim wrote to the Rebbe, we want to be there for Yudalef Nissan, Shnas Ascholas, Shnas Atishim. We knew that the Rebbe is not going to let us, but we wrote because we wanted to be there. Who doesn't want to be there? And Lepoyel, the reference of Yetzem and Aklal, Lechatchila Riba, in Ganzen, the Rebbe right away gave us Reshus. Not even asking the Anole, says the Rebbe took all achrayas on himself. Yeah, Al Pizek Yedai, he gave us Reshus to go. And we were zeicher to be that Nissan 3 weeks from Beis Gimel Nissan till a day after Pesach. The Anole made a condition that right a day after Pesach we have to go back. So Yisroel Chag was Sunday, Tovshin Nun Aleph, and right after Dallas and Minche, we took the plane and we went back. It was a five days flight. To go to Australia between Pesach and Shavuos, you had to fly for 5 days to go through the whole world and the ganze Schlepp. And we came Thursday night. I remember we came to Australia. We went out Sunday night from 770, and we came Thursday night, the night of Chof Ches Nissan. We came to Australia. And the emotions was very strong then. And yeah, if you remember that kufa, you know about that kufa. Tovshin Nun Aleph was one of the strongest kufas of this galus of the Rebbe right after the Muhammad Gulf War and after all the Nisim and Iflois. The Rebbe was misgal in the world. Mamish was. This galus of the Nasi was in the biggest, given for the greatest moments of his galus of the Rebbe. Yeah, the roll called Afse Yore, it's Mamish. Chof Ches Nissan is given as a Geulidike Chodesh, Yudalef Nissan. I remember, what verbracht the ganze Nacht, und sie given as a Simche. The Simche Yenet Kufe is given merendig, this galus von Rebbe, yeah, we felt that Mamish at Yemei Mashiach. And we came back to Australia, and we were so emotional, so freilach that the Rebbe gave us a shoes to go, and Farbrengen the Rebbe. Given a great simcha in yeshiva, and the Rebbe also made a condition with the shluchim, that we wrote to the Rebbe that it's going to give us a nuchayis in the shliches. Of course, we came back with a nuchayis, with a student. So the next morning in Australia, it's 13 hours, I think. So it was when the Rebbe spoke the sikhe. Was already Friday, like 12 o'clock. Then we heard the Sikha at 11 o'clock, 12, whatever. You're going to meet and say the Nigle. So when we heard that Sikha of Chof Ches Nissan. So it was like the Rebbe, that Sikha suddenly was like a bomb. Like, you came, the ganze Speiles, his Rakshus, and the ganze Breitkeit, and then the Rebbe tells you that Rebbe Veronik, und the Kitza, nicht mit der Nemme. It was like a whole shviras hakelim that we had in that moment. And each one took it in his personal way. But I remember I was standing there, the shluchim, and listening to the hookup in Zal in YG in Yeshiva in Melbourne. We were like, we didn't know what. We couldn't speak for a few hours. We were lost. Anyway, so that was then, and then right away we decided what we're going to do in Shabbos. But next week, So die ganze Welt, die gegangen auf Rede, ganz Lubavitch, yeah. So interesting. I want to tell you, was in the week, the days after, we wanted to know what's going on in the world. Was on mentioned. So I learned in Montreal. That was my yeshiva from where I came from. Yes. So I called my friend Avodah yeshiva that learned in yeshiva in Montreal then. So I asked him what's going on. Was Farbrengen? Was Octman? Was so he tells me that story. He says that Friday night there was a Shalom Zacher in Montreal in the Stadt. There was a Shalom Zacher, and everybody was there. You know, the ganze Kile, the ganze Stadt, and everybody was mixed up. Everybody was lost. Everybody was Mishugah. So everybody came. Shalom Zacher. The ganze Stadt, die gewinnt. Yeah, Chassidim, Anash, Shluchim, Rabbanim. The ganze Medina. Alle sind gekommen. Shalom Zacher. Each one wanted to know who geht mir weiter, was tut man, what are we doing? Where are we heading from? So he tells me, yeah, he says the people were screaming, each one was saying, he said, we have done this, we have done Jens, what will the Rebbe? So he told it, so there was he was like a Mashpia Vanash, älterer Chassid. He was yeah, those who knew him, remember, but he wasn't that conventional. He would say things which not all the people would think usually. And he took a lot of lechaim. I think he was the Shalom Zacher of his Enikl. So Kitzer, he was there. He took a lot of lechaim. And so then he said like this. So Zalman Rozov took and he said, yeah, ich verstehe nicht. Was ist da geschehen? He said like this. What happened over here? You guys are going crazy. What's going on over here? Yeah, so he said such an ikud. I'm saying Chazorah, what I heard from them, but that's something that on me made a very strong impact. So he said like this. He said, yeah, that what's Chabad, Chassidus Chabad, what's the Pelish Chassidus Chabad Chassidus. So we knew always what's the difference between a Pelish Chassid and a Chabad Chassid. One of the inyanim is as a Pelish Chassid says, "Mein Rebbe." Yeah, mein Rebbe, I have a Rebbe, and Bechlal, Matzach, sie da der Ringen von sich halten Geräusch mit meinem Rebbe. Yeah, we have my Rebbe. Yeah, and the Bitu, yeah, the Bitu, yeah, my Rebbe, the größte Rebbe. You know, my Rebbe is the best. My Rebbe is the biggest Baal Moifes. My Rebbe is the biggest Tzaddik. And the arguments between Chassidim between Chassidei Chagas was about that. You know, who has the biggest Rebbe? Who has the best Rebbe? My Rebbe is yeah, and the Nikude of my Rebbe is Keilu. You know, I have my Rebbe. I'll derech. Yeah, but the idea he was explaining. Yeah, I have my house and my car and my thing. And so my ninyanim. And I have also my Rebbe, he's the best. Everything by me is the best. My student is the best. My Mishpach is the best. And my Daladam is the best. Also, my Rebbe is the best, the greatest, the schönste. Yeah, Chassidus Chabad, that me gewusst, yeah, you always knew Chabad verkehrt. It's not about my Rebbe, it's about the Rebbe having me. It's not about me having the Rebbe. It's about the Rebbe having me. The Rebbe hat mir, nicht ich habe Rebbe. Was says the Rebbe hat mir? The Rebbe is having me. So the Rebbe is having me, so the Rebbe, ich bin a Eved Melech, ich bin a Chassid von Rebbe. Und der Rebbe Mond von mir, der Rebbe sagt mir, der Rebbe ist mir, was darf sein, mein Avede. Das ist Chassidus Chabad. Chassidus Chabad, it's not about, yeah, she's mine Rebbe, it's about the Rebbe is having me as a Chassid. So he says, Alman always explaining, he said, what happened to us? We became Peilish Chassidim, he says. Yeah, that kufa. So if you have to understand a little bit, yeah, but the nekuda is very, very strong, very powerful. You know, my Rebbe is the best Rebbe. In that kufa, the whole mitzias of speaking about, the Rebbe making moifsim and conquering the world and bringing Mashiach and the Gulf War and the nevuah that Rebbe was saying, and every word that Rebbe said was miskayim. So we were very involved on the, became big metzias, a ganze yesh, a ganze Valgai, my Rebbe, and then suddenly the Rebbe comes to you in Chof Ches Nissan, and the Rebbe tells you, what's tutzach midir? What's going on with you? Ja, was das bis gewon Farkash in mein Rebbe ist vergessen, als Rätsel wegen Chassidus Chabad und Chassidus Chabad Rätsel wegen dem Chassid, Rätsel nicht. Ja, was tut's auch mit dir? Was tust du zu bringen in die Geule? Was tust du zu sein zu durchführen die havana? So we lost, wir sind geworden im Ganzen ist Balbut. Was bist denn ist Balbut geworden? Du bist doch Chassid Chabad, das macht mir von dir. Aber das ist der Rebbe Mond für Chassidim. So that Nikude, yeah, Nikude made by me at least that changed the whole outlook, the old Nikude, the old Metzias. Wegen dem Rätsel das, yeah, yeah. Der Rebbe kommt zu gehen und Mond bei dir. Was will man von dir? Was man sagt von dir? When you look back to the first Farbrengen, Yud Toshin Yud Aleph, you see it right in the first day. Shivim Shana, because noch the Yah, Shivim Shana from the Sius. You look at the first Farbrengen, Yud Toshin Yud Aleph, and you see by the Rebbe that Nikude from the first day, everybody knows, right after the Basi Legani, and the Rebbe said the Maimer, yeah, the first Maimer of the ganze student. What was the first words of the Rebbe right after the Maimer? Herzichaim Chassidim. Yeah, what was the Rebbe's message right after the Maimer? The Kabbalah Sanisiu's message. What the Rebbe was saying, Herzichaim Chassidim. Listen, the what? The Chassidus Chabad. We said that it has to be Avodah b'kach atzmai. There is Chpelish Chassidus was dort in Zokman, the Tzaddik b'Manasa Yichya Yechaye that the Rebbe will do, and you have the best Rebbe, and he's going to do for you everything. But Chassidus Chabad, there's another outlook, it's another Zugang, it's another Gerder, it's nicht was der Rebbe, it's what du tust. Yeah, and then the Rebbe explained in that first Siche, as the Mashiach was able, the Friedrich Rebbe was able to bring Mashiach by himself, the Mashiach Sefer Teire, and he wanted everybody to have a Shayches. And Al Derech said to bring the Geule, even though the Tzaddik can do it by himself, he wants to make us all shutfim, that we should be part of it, that we should do it. So if you look into it, so that's mamish the Nikuda that happened Chof Ches Nissan. 40 years later, the Rebbe comes in that sich, and that's what he speaks to us. He tells us, Chevre, yeah, stop relying. The Rebbe is für die Welt, alles gut und fein, aber was tut's am Chassidim? Yeah, ich will as ihr sollt dann. And in Shabbos Shmini, yeah, I'm sure people learn that Farbrengen, the erste Shabbos Shmini Nun Aleph, if you learn this, the Siche, yeah, so from Chof Ches Nissan, so the Rebbe was Mezake, was Farbrengens, and each Farbrengen was the Rebbe gave us guidelines, he gave us Avodah, he gave us haskala, he gave us havana, he gave us sugyas, yeah, how to live Mashiach, not time to speak about Mashiach like words. That how to live Mashiach really in Bepnimius, every Shabbos, every Farbrengen was a whole sugi of Geule. So right in Shmini, you see the words of the Rebbe. What is the Rebbe saying? He's saying, I want to have shutfim. That's the words of the Siche. Mugidike Siche of Shmini and Aleph. Yeah, what is the Rebbe saying? Yeah, that as it does sein shutfim, one step shutfim. You know, if you think into it, what's pshat being a shutef? Yeah, the schus of being the Rebbe's a shutef. The Rebbe says, I want to have shutfim. Yeah, and shutfim is not only, that's what the Rebbe says in the Siche. He's saying a shutef. Shutev is not only pshat, you know, that one is doing and everybody's looking. Shutev is the pshat is that you should have in the achrayis. That's the lashon of the Mugidike Siche of the Nale. Shutev is in the achrayis. So the Rebbe wants us shutfim in the achrayis. So that's the Rebbe's language to say, azay, or dos mont mefuchsinim. Darf ich vergessen, that Chassidus Chabad, Monzach Avodah, and Avodah b'kach atzmai. From the first day, that's what the Rebbe said it, right away, Yud Yud Aleph. And that's what the Rebbe said it again in Chof Ches Nissan, because we started forgetting about it. We started forgetting that, you know, that Zeretzach wegen unserer Avodah, wegen unserer Inyan, as mir darfen Tage leben Mashiach, leben die Geule bepeil mamish. And that's the Nikudah, that's what it has to be, our Avodah now. Yes, they're standing in Chof Ches Nissan, Shleishim Shana, was darf a Chossi trachten, a Chossi darf trachten, was redet der Rebbe zu mir, was sagt der Rebbe zu mir? Und wir dachten, nehmen the Siches of the Shleishim Shana. I think each one of us, even though we learned it already many times, but being in such a tkufe, being on Shleishim Shana is this man grome, that each one should take upon himself to every Shabbos, every week, yeah, to learn that Siche and learn it again, and not learning it stuff as like information. Learning it and living. That's what the Rebbe gewollt. The Rebbe toch geben reden, leben Mashiach. It's not a leben, like having a muneh, something abstract. The Rebbe hat doch gewollt, soll im Leben. Ein Leben meint, lernen, trachten, tun mit dem. Also, Geule should be a state of mind, should be our life. So l'chaim, we should be lebedik chassidim, and we should take that tzricha not only like Chof Ches Nissan is geworden, and suddenly what happened over there? What was the Rebbe saying? And verliert sich ein fein Tag, and then we go back to we want to the mitzvah. It's not about it's not about a day. Many chassidim already said it many times. It's not a big. I'm sure we said it during the night also. A few people said it. Chof Ches Nissan is not about a day of Chof Ches Nissan. Chof Ches Nissan is Chof Ches Nissan and Lamed Nissan, and it's Erev Chof Ches Nissan. It's every day in the year. Chof Ches Nissan is the nekuda. What the Rebbe is saying is that Seretzach wegen Chassidus Chabad. And Chassidus Chabad is not about we have a big Rebbe and that's about it. Chassidus Chabad Retzach wegen Avodah Bekeach Hatzmei, and the Rebbe wants to have shutfim, and that's the biggest chus. Feeling you have the Rebbe is taking you and he believes in us. Yeah, that's the point of Chof Ches Nissan. The Rebbe says, I believe in you. If I wouldn't believe in you, I wouldn't demand from you things which I know it's not shy. Yeah, so if I demand, it means I believe in you. Ich glaube in deine Keches. Ich glaube, du kennst. Ich glaube, du bist kein Peil sein. Und bei Meile, Monich bei dir. Du bist ein Shutef. Sei ein Shutef im Ganzen. So you should believe and live with it and work on it and take the achrayus on it. The gather of a Shutef, he takes achrayus. It's part of your responsibility also. Work on it. And the love of the Rebbe is that the whole year he gave us siches and Farbrengens. Hat uns mechanisch gewesen, wie lebt mit Mashiach. I think if you learn the siches and that with that attitude, if you learn the Farbrengens, Shmini, Tazriya Mitzera, Achirik Beishem, eine noch die andere, du lernst die Farbrengens von Aleph und Beis und du tragst sich herein, der Rebbe Poshet hat auch gegeben, ein ganzes Jahr, Shabbos noch Shabbos, mechanisch, and also in the weekdays, wenn der Rebbe gerät, Poshet mechanisch gewesen, Chassidim, wie lebt mit Geule in Leben, Chaya Yem Yem, how do you live Yemei Mashiach? Yeah, wie lebt man Hecher von Welt, in Welt, Shmini, Shmeino, Erev, Mochel, Chedish, wie ist von einer Seite mit der Werk Bollens, Mann, von zweiten Seite, Arusge von Werk Bollens, dann noch das mit Zero, Janigul Mashiach, Poshet Farbrengen, Sicher noch Sicher, Maimer noch Maimer, am lernen die Farbrengen, Sicher, die Trachs herein, Zeste, wie viel der Rebbe was mechanisch aus, wie wir sollen Take, nehmen Mashiach, leben das in der Pnimis, die können helfen. Reiskichen von dem Gottes Pnimis, wie der Rebbe sagt in die Siche. So, wir meilen l'chaim, wir sollen leben und leben Mashiach, wir sollen nicht ein Kipedisch Chassidim, wir sollen Chabad Chassidim und Avodah Bekeach Atzmei, mit der Pnimis, und wir kommen Mamisch, wie der Rebbe Nisgale will, und der Reisler von Golus, Bepeil Mamisch, die Kavon ist, Geule Bepeil, like der Rebbe Marash said, nicht in es only not Ziel ist, es auch kommentar in der Mathe Begashmies, wir soll sagen sein, sehr mit dem Rebbe beeinigt Wasser, wer hui golein, und l'chaim.